Yes, good evening, and thank you very much for tuning in on Friday Night Live Uncovering Creatives number 9. I am very happy to have you here. My name is Jennifer, and I'm your moderator for today, this amazing evening where I am back here at the table at Pakhuizen, and I have creatives at the table who I get to ask lots of questions. And if you would like to join me, you can do so, because this is Uncovering Creatives, and this is the spot where we speak to the people who are the creative frontrunners of the scene. It be movie, it be fashion, it be all of the good stuff, film, music, photography. They make it. They do it in their way, and we would like to know, how do you do that? Why do you do that? What happened? Really? Wow. An hour long. I can do that. And you can join me. And I have audience here, a small but very cozy audience. So a round of applause for yourselves if you're here. You hear that? Oh. I love it. And for the people at home who are like, oh, I didn't know we could be there. If you live close by, yo, jump on your bike and come join us. We're upstairs in the IJzaal. For those who say, very nice, but go to menti.com. Yes, get your smartphone. This is interactive. You can get your smartphone, menti.com, and use the following code, 51625407. I repeat, 51625407. And in the Menti, if you have a question, dump it in there. Don't make it a whole book. Just get to the point of your question, and then we can ask the question, and we will have time to get it answered. Yes? Good deal, right? Okay, so who do I have here at the table? This week in the studio, the one and only Thorn de Vries. You're an actor, activist, drag king, and so much more. And I get to ask a lot of questions, so we'll discover all of that more. But thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Whoop, whoop. And across from Thorn, we have Mila van der Linden. Woo! And Mila is also like a creative producer, a singer, director, visual artist. Y'all are a bunch of creatives who do a lot of creative stuff and more. Thank you also for being here.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so are we ready? Yes, we are. No, I'm making it extra. But Thorn, let's start with you. As I said before, you do a lot. And I think personally in Amsterdam, but also around, I think in the whole of Netherlands, people can't get around you anymore. We have seen you somewhere. It be in the role of an activist, in the role of actor, in the role of drag king. You do a lot, see.
I try.
Yes. But when doing a lot, does one thing has your main focus? Like now, is it like, okay, now I'm Thorn, the actor?
Well, actually, I am.
Really?
No, yeah, well, acting is kind of my main focus at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's something, I always see myself kind of as a late bloomer. Mm-hmm. And acting is something that I discovered around 2 years ago, just by accident. I was working as a video editor, and this came along, and suddenly I was on the set, and I fell in love.
With acting?
Yeah. So now I'm like, I want more.
But how? Because you were working there.
Yeah.
But you weren't in front of the camera.
No.
So how did that? Did you stumble and the camera's on you and they said, oh, wait a minute, that face, we need it in front of the camera. How did it go?
Well, I think it was actually more a process of first self-development, because I used to be super shy and insecure, and I always had this like secret dream of being an actor, but I never even dared to pursue it because I was just afraid I would be turned down. Mm-hmm. I was afraid of failure. But then I had this whole process of figuring out my gender identity. The ballroom scene helped me a lot. Like Amber Vineyard, like a lot of people really, I don't know, they helped me see the light inside of me, and that just made me follow my dream. When the opportunity rose, I was like, oh, let's try it, and
it's been going great.
It's been going pretty good.
Because I mean, you had this secret dream, let's call it that.
Yeah.
But hey, the universe said, secret, my nana, this is gonna happen for you. And I mean, your first role isn't something that was like, oh, a small reclame of the HEMA. Hey, I saw you. This was in a city that's popping with the youth, Spangas, right?
Yeah, it's a kids show. It's been on for 15 seasons right now. Yeah, it was. I saw it. So I was working at my video editor job, and then I saw this Facebook post, and someone tagged me in it. Like, we're looking for an actor to play this non-binary role, a non-binary person to play this role. Acting experience is a pro, but not mandatory. So I was like, well, I'm gonna sign up then.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, and it was such a great experience because it's a soap, so it's daily episodes. So you make lots and lots of episodes, so you get all this experience just from being on set. Yeah.
But you didn't have acting experience yet.
Nope.
And you land that role.
Well, actually, I like to joke about this. I always say, well, I've played a role for a big part of my life.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't really good at it.
but you had the experience there.
Yeah, but no, that's it's a stupid joke. But I think it's all about just trying and doing it. And now I'm actually in a process where I'm like, oh, do I still want to go to acting school? Maybe, why not? I still got lots of time. And
maybe you're just a natural talent. I mean, maybe. The work speaks for itself because you're in the series, but you're also in the movie now.
Yeah, but still, I feel this. This urge to prove myself. I don't want people to think that I only got these chances or these roles because I'm non-binary, and it's now like much more visible. Still not enough, but more.
Yeah.
I want them to think of me as. Yeah, Thorn, the artist or the actor, not the non-binary person who blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
So now I'm like, oh, maybe if I have more skills and I want to work on that and I want to learn and I love learning new stuff. So
you're taking acting classes right now?
Yeah.
And what is for you now, looking back on you starting and just going in there as you and owning this role to now knowing and getting these new tools? What changed?
I think before I was just it was like a leap of faith. I was just trying and I was like, oh, this works pretty well. But of course it's a children's show as well. So it's a kind of acting which you can get away with not being too realistic because kids like humoristic stuff. And now with the film I've done, and plus, it was much more about being in the moment and really creating real moments, even though you've done a scene like 100 times, still making it real moments. And that's definitely something else. Yeah.
So, and for the creatives that are listening and they're like, okay, yes, indeed, I have that secret dream too. I would like to pursue the dream of being an actor.
Yeah.
Can you share with us one of the maybe it's a lesson you learned, like this is a good tip, give it, like with acting, don't forget to do this, don't forget to, I don't know.
Well, I think one of the things that actually COVID helped me a lot was with auditions. People always do self-tapes now. Yeah. So the first thing you have to do is just send them a tape of a monologue. And this is something that you can practice at home, which is perfect. Like every week you can do another tape. You can just type in a movie that you like and type in monologue from Fight Club, I don't know, monologue from this and that. And then you can practice it and just tape it and improve yourself. It's like the easiest way to improve yourself, become better, and then just build this whole library of archive material. Even if you haven't been in a show or a series, there's still something you can show them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
I would say
good to see yourself.
Yeah, go tape.
Tape. That's a great tip. You also said, indeed, Anne Plus, you're in the movie. Everybody can see it now also on the streaming channels.
Yeah, today we had our launch worldwide. So it's, 190 countries or something, like 30-something languages.
How does this feel? What is this like, yes, dream, check?
Well, it's surreal. That's the feeling, because if you're gonna think about it, you're like, oh my God, like Beyonce could watch it. Obama could watch it. Like you're thinking of all these like cool people, or Elliot Page, like some trans activist. Maybe.
Yeah, the possibility is there.
But probably not. But still, it's a funny feeling. And I still actually have to go to Netflix and watch the movie in different languages because the dubbing. It's gonna be so funny. To hear myself or see myself and then hear this.
Indeed. That's great. Do that with a bunch of friends around, have a drink, and have a great evening.
Could be a great drinking game.
Yeah, for sure.
What is she saying here?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have a small clip of you in action in the movie, right? Let's check this
Maar je
out.
moet het wel blijven doen. Je moet het blijven proberen en niet uit de weg gaan omdat het makkelijker is.
Praten werkt, geduld. Werkt. Praten. Moet praten.
Oké, ik neem ze wel eens mee naar...
Makkelijker.
Hou op! Ik neem ze wel eens mee naar een queer lezing of film of zo. Weet je wel, ze even meenemen in mijn wereld.
Ja, oké, maar ik zie dat echt niet gebeuren met mijn ouders.
Nou, hoezo niet? Doe het gewoon.
Ja, Lou, ik ben blij voor jou en je ouders, maar mijn proces is ook weer anders.
Sorry.
Maar goed. Vertel. Je politieke verhaal.
Ja?
Ja.
Zeker weten?
Gooi het op me.
Oké, komt-ie, hè? Nou, we verdelen de wereld onder in 2 categorieën. Ja, en dat bepaalt hoe we met elkaar omgaan. Mannen, die mogen niet janken. Vrouwen, die kunnen niet klussen. En vrouwen, die zijn sowieso eigenlijk totaal ondergeschikt, hè? Dat is toch een totaal bizar systeem als je erover nadenkt? Dat hebben wij gewoon bedacht, hè, met z'n allen.
Ja, er is sowieso fucking weinig ruimte rondom hoe bijvoorbeeld vrouw zijn er allemaal uit mag zien.
Precies. En sowieso hebben we alles bedacht. Geld hebben we bedacht, dat printen we gewoon zo. Bam, 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 bam. Internet hebben we bedacht. Taal, fotografie, kunst, politiek, genderconstructen. Hebben we bedacht. Dus waarom kunnen we niet blijven bedenken of heruitvinden? Waarom is non-binair zijn en het uit bedachte constructen willen berekenen dan voor zoveel mensen?
Ja.
En net als taal, dat blijft zich vernieuwen en dat is ook juist het mooie ervan. Dus wat is er dan mis? Vertel het mij. Met hen hun pronouns gebruiken.
Ja, totaal.
Ja, nou, dat is.
Nou, mij heb je hoor.
Cute.
Is toch? Ik zit er helemaal in. Zo, ik ga vanavond kijken ook.
Ja.
Maar, English, sorry.
Yes, watching a Dutch clip, right?
Right, watching a Dutch clip, getting back here. But looking at this clip, right? How much of you, Thorn, could you put in Lou, the character you're playing in this movie?
Quite a lot. I think personally, when I play a part, I always put a lot in it. It's these aspects of your personality that you can find in yourself and then put in a character. But Lou was a character that was pretty close to myself.
Wow.
Which was really nice, actually. Even the scenes with Anne, played by Hannah van Vliet. In real life, we were friends, and sometimes we were just walking in the park, and we were having these just like conversations, and then suddenly we were in a scene. We were like, "Oh, this is familiar. We've had this scene." So that makes the whole process of these scenes really real. And I think that's the special thing about this movie, about M+, is that all characters are quite close to the people that play them.
So there's an upside to that, being indeed close to you and feeling familiar and feeling safe. Is there also a downside? I can't find the English word, so I'm going to use... Is there a valkuil in a role being... Yeah, a valkuil.
Ooh, that's
in a role being so close to who you are?
You do have to think about a lot of things to still make it... I mean, Lou is not me. So the character is not me. So, for example, for the drag part in the film, we really had to come up with a drag persona that was different than my own drag.
Yeah.
While I've been painting this face for 5 years, I had to come up with something else.
A new face.
Yeah, I was like, what? So
new face, who this?
Yeah, so it just takes some more thought, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think other than that, it's pretty nice to play a character that's quite close to yourself, but there are differences. I mean, the character is much more direct, communicative. I think is a word.
Let's
make
it a word.
Especially in relationships, sometimes I'm a bit like, like I like to talk around stuff, and this character is really like bam,
straightforward. And opposed to your character in Spangas, then the role you spilled there. Wow, this is a great evening. But no, the role you had in Spangas, opposed to this one, was that also far from you, close?
Well, the funny thing there is that I'm 26 and I play a 16-year-old, so it's a 10-year age gap. You see here, it's a 16-year-old right now. No,
I see that.
I guess that's just how they make children's TV shows now. They cast older actors. But yeah, that's. I think that's a big difference to play someone who's that much younger, and also this character is kind of all over the place and really high energy level, and I'm pretty chill myself. So yeah, that was something else. Yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll be back because I got so much questions, but I also have greatness on the other side of the table. Hi, Mila.
Hi.
So you've been tuning in, and I saw you,
nodding, smiling.
Yeah, nodding, smiling, because I'm wondering, you are also like this creative maker who, I mean, as cool as you're sitting here, when we look at your work, you are talking. You are out there. Bam! It makes noise. It's there. Do you see comparison with the person across from you in the table?
Yeah, I think so, because I think it's a lot about just like putting yourself out there, which is not something that always comes naturally, but it's something like we have to do. I feel like we don't really know why or how, but we're doing it, and I feel like that's something I recognize for sure.
It's an urge. You can suppress it for so long, and then it just has to come out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And has this always, because you being this multi-talented, multidisciplinary maker, jet lag. Where did it all start? Were you, as a kid, also always already making? Were you also a late bloomer?
I feel like I was always doing creative things, but it was always kind of like, which makes sense, I guess, jumping from thing to thing. So when I was like a child, I wanted to be a fashion designer. So I always was drawing outfits and clothes. They're pretty funny if I look at them now.
You still have them?
But yeah, my mom still has some of them.
Are they good?
No, I was trying. Okay,
Maybe they could be inspiration for something that you.
Let's see
in the future.
And then it always was kind of shifting. I started like doing photography, and then it was kind of moving into film, and I thought I wanted to be a stylist for a while, so it was always kind of like shifting. But I always knew from a young age I wanted to do music, but for some reason that was the only thing I like, maybe because I wanted it so much, I couldn't get it together to actually do it. But then it kind of like gradually my confidence grew, and like I guess I'm also a late bloomer because, well, I'm 28 and I started fully pursuing the music, I guess like a year and a half ago. I mean, I think you can pursue things at any age. So I don't even know.
Absolutely.
To call it that. Maybe it's, But, and it was like this kind of weight lifted off my shoulders where I was like, oh my God, I'm finally having the guts to do it. And if I look at the journey now, it kind of makes sense how everything followed up and intertwined, and then I'm also like directing my own music videos, and so it all kind of comes together in this music act as well, because I'm a visual person on many levels, I guess. Yeah,
visual, and now you can add your own vocals, your own music, your own sound to those visuals.
Yeah.
So taking it to your next level.
Yeah, which is also, I feel like, also when I started actually writing lyrics and songs, it's almost like a very, how do you say it, like intuitive, intuition?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. thing to do, while with the other things I was doing, it was still like a lot of me, but it's like throwing it through this thing, and then this other thing comes out, and that's very like, it comes like straight out of your soul, basically.
Wow.
So it's like, it's giving me another level of like release, I guess, in a way.
Sweet. Because at the same time, I'm like, if it comes from your core, right? Your core place of wanting to share and making stuff, isn't that also scary? Is such a shitty word to use with it, but
no,
also
it's terrifying. That's
yeah.
why I only started doing it.
It's very vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. And that vulnerability is something I'm only ready to show now, I guess, in a way. Yeah.
Because you also lived in England for a while.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing the show in English. No. But you went to St. Martin's School. That's a very a wanted school. People would like to go to, love to go to.
Yeah.
Prestigious. But it's a school where, what tools did this experience bring you?
Wow, yeah, it's...
Because it's an art school, right?
Yeah, it's very... Like, when you want to... It's very about, like, ideas and, like, doing loads of research. And, like, it's a lot about, like, finding out, like, who you are as a person and, like, what drives you, what do you stand for. Like, it's quite personal. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of push you to... It was always like, well, just find a way to do it. Like, just go out and do it. Which was also sometimes really, like, terrifying. And they're very, like... kind of rough as well, but it did shape me to just kind of like, to literally just like go and do it, even though like I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to make a film, I don't know, but it's just like, well, if you at least start doing it, like something will come out of it. So yeah. Is
that one of the biggest lessons you say you'd learned there at the school? Just do it. Whatever you want to do,
I think so, yeah, because they're not really big on like technical skills and stuff. You kind of have, you get some classes, but you kind of have to figure that out yourself.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I feel like the kind of, and really thinking about like, what do you want to make and like why, and like putting, like combining things that you wouldn't usually like combine, and like, yeah, I feel like that did influence me.
Good. Because I'm also wondering, you going there, moving all the way to London, having to find your way there, but also already knowing I'm a creative inside, right? And sometimes some people go to like art schools here, also in the Netherlands, and they feel like, okay, that's cool, but they're pushing me in a direction that's not my artistry, or they push. How did you make sure, okay, but nice, all this school stuff, but this is Mila. How did you make sure you stayed on your path within all the baggage you're getting?
Well, I must say that's also quite a special thing about that school. They're very about like the individual as well. So I feel like I was quite young when I moved, 19. So I was doing creative stuff, but I didn't fully find my like creative voice yet.
Okay.
And I feel like they do push you, but I did kind of like, even at some point when I was like, shit, like I really want to do music, like they were just like, well, just go do music then, like just do that and like make it part of your project. So for my final like graduation film, I made the music as well, or like the sound. It's not very like songs, but so they were quite like open to that, which is nice maybe compared to other places, but. Yeah. Yeah, but now it's also then it's finished, and then it's like you also realize, oh, this was just a place and a school, and now it's like I was like, okay, wait, it's not like it was like your world, but then it's like, oh, like now this whole life outside of it.
It doesn't
like,
end there.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you also realize, yeah, it's just a school, you know, like it's not, yeah, but.
You have to go through it first to realize it.
Yeah.
And speaking of that graduation film, because of course we have a little bit of that, and this is the film where you were still indeed like, okay, but you did everything. The visuals, the sounds, the feel, the idea. In movie, we're gonna check.
This is the solution to all your problems. Call now if you want to take a quick design tour. Hello.
Is there a certain, like, looking back for you at this, what changed in your, or what growth have you made from this artist to Mila sitting here at the table now?
Well, I think at the time I was making it, I was like not in a good place, but the film is kind of like a portrayal of my like internal like turmoil in a way, and I feel like then I was just kind of like making stuff, and then like afterwards I would like know the meaning of it.
Okay.
But before, when I was like starting to make it, I didn't really know what the message was, and then I would just make it, and afterwards I would be like, oh, it's definitely like because I'm angry about this or that, and I feel like now it's more the other way around. I kind of learned to conceptualize my ideas already before I make it, and not just like make stuff and then like make sense of it and like like. But I appreciate it because it's like I would never make something like this again. But then it's also like special that I made it then. But I feel like how I grew, to answer your question, is that it's more like thought out. It's more like
Good.
Yeah.
I have a question from the audience. Yes, they're here. Thank you for using that menti. You can still use it. What role does your artistic work or expression play in society?
Good question. I feel like it's definitely a commentary on a lot of things, but it kind of differs like per project, I would say.
Okay.
So it's hard to like kind of generalize it into one thing, I guess. But it's always definitely like commenting on
what's
something
happening in the world around you. Because a lot of times, there's this question, right? Is it an artist's duty to reflect the times? Thorn, do you think, as an artist, if you have the stage, if you have the mic, you're supposed to use it for the better, the good, the cause?
Well, I think art is something that should be free for all. So I would never say you have to do this, but the art that I like the most and that I feel drawn to always has this like this maatschappelijke waarde. This how do you say that? How do you say it?
Yeah, I'm so sorry because I'm also looking for words today. I'm like, what?
Yeah, this
social context.
Yeah.
Or like
I'll go
a
with
political value or something more than. That's what I like most.
Okay. So it has many more layers, and indeed reflecting the time you're living in and how you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and another question for Mila. Why did you take the turn to music? What made you follow that feeling?
I think, like I was kind of saying before, it was something I always wanted to do, and I feel like it's a very direct way to express yourself, like even through literally, because I produce it as well, like just like how certain sounds make you feel, like is so, I don't know, crazy to me, like that one little sound can really like, oh my God, like this is,
Do you have a favorite sound?
A favorite sound?
Yeah.
I have a favorite. I bought this old synthesizer from the 90s on Marktplaats, which is like the first thing I bought. And I made a lot of my music on that synth. So that's since like my child, like I'm very attached to it. So the sounds I like definitely come from
the synth.
From that synth. If that makes
Do you have a favorite sound?
Ooh. If I have a favorite sound, well, right now is probably my baby smiling. No,
An actual baby, not a synthesizer baby.
It's this like or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I like lots of sounds. Nature, I love nature. Waves.
Oh yeah. Oh,
leaves.
Yes. I like that. Okay. Cool. So, if the people at home or here in the saal, if you have a question, you can also just raise your hand. There will be a mic, and then you can ask the question you have. If not, later on, don't feel pressured at all. Because Thorn, I would also like to wheel back because we saw some images, but can you tell us a little bit? King size.
Yeah.
What is king size? For those who do not know.
King size is a party that I have in Club Nix.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a club here in Amsterdam, and it's actually the only. I'm not sure if it's still the only, but it was the first like drag king oriented party we had here in the Netherlands. That was really, I really tried to create a space where beginning drag king artists could grab the stage and try to do something, because the drag king community was so small in the Netherlands. We had all these great queens, and then, just...
Because for those who don't know, or like I've heard the word, but I didn't know it was real, opposed to drag queen, drag king.
Yeah,
what's the difference?
A drag queen is, I always say, is the art of femininity. So it's an artist that plays with femininity and the boundaries of that and all of that. And a drag king is more than the art of masculinity, which doesn't mean a drag king has to look like a man, because what does a man look like?
You decide.
But it's more, I always like to see it as a protest to masculinity, but that's my view of it.
Okay.
But it was really good to see. I do this party, and then before I do this workshop.
Before the party?
Yeah, before the party.
Oh.
So there's a 2-hour workshop before the party, and then the people who do the workshop, they can stay for the party. And at the party, there's this open stage for 3 starting drag kings to do their act for the first time, because it's really hard to find a first time to a place where you can perform for the first time, because they always want experience, or they don't want to pay you any money.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's a hard thing.
And because what do I learn in the workshop? Do I learn in the workshop how to be able to be on that stage?
Yeah, I don't give any workshops in makeup and stuff, because I think that's something you got to figure out yourself. But the workshop I give, I would describe it as more of like a confidence workshop through drag. So through the art of drag, taking up space. And that's why the drag king form is perfect for that, because who take up a lot of space in this world is men. So if you're gonna try this masculine art, it's all about taking up space, being confident, standing up straight, saying like, this is me. And it's also about taking back control. As a queer person, people are always looking at you. You walk down the street, the eyes are just staring at you. But if you get up on that stage and say, look at me.
Yeah, give them a show.
I'm beautiful. And if you don't want to look at me, there's the door. But I will make you look, and you're going to love it. Yeah. That's taking back control, and it's really empowering. So that's actually kind of what I would like to give to the young queers.
Amazing. So is there a king size coming anytime soon?
Well, it depends, of course, on the government. The last one we had was actually on the day that the times were like
changed.
Yeah. So the evening before, I was calling with the manager from the club, like, what do we do? What do we do? Yeah, it has to go on, because we had the workshop fully booked. The party was sold out, and then we started at 10 in the morning with the workshop, at 12 with the party, and it had to end at 7 at the evening. So it was like a festival party.
Amazing! 10
and
in the morning.
I was so afraid no one was going to show up.
But they showed up.
They showed up.
It was a success.
It was a success.
Okay, wow. So for those, because of the government, But if people would like to keep an eye out when it's coming, where do we have to be?
Yeah, definitely Club Nix. I think if you follow Club Nix, and otherwise on my socials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out the social.
Check out the social.
Love it.
Doing some unapologetic self-promotion here.
No. I mean, you're here. That's why we're asking what not. Okay, so we're gonna have a small intermezzo because I have a guest on Zoom. I will be back at the table ASAP soon, and then I will bring the cards of destiny and they will ask you questions. It's amazing. But first now, in Zoom, I have this amazing human being who is a coach, a consultant, voormalig Nederlands kampioen kickboksen. I'm gonna say that in Dutch because that's back het lekkerst. Oh, she works a lot with young people. Huda, are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, wait, I see Huda playbacking. Come on, give Huda some sound, please. Hello? No. Oh, this is amazing. So we can dub with Huda. So, Huda, you say something and then Thorn will give a voice.
Hello, Jen. How are you?
No. Okay, so technical difficulties because sometimes that happens. This is still live, and if correct, I'm going to give a small intro, and then Huda will have sound. I don't know for sure if we're going to do this in English or in Dutch, because Huda decides. English or Dutch? I hear you like far away, but you gave a thumbs up. So when we have sound, we will know. Huda also works with Stichting Favela Street. And Favela Street is by Rocky Hehakai. I absolutely need like 2 seconds to breathe and then find hopefully sound for Huda and for myself. Okay, wait. So, back again. Stichting Favela Street by Rocky. And Favela Street is a program who aims at young people who have to do with exclusion, a form of exclusion, because of where they live, their skin color, who they are, their gender, their sexuality, whatnot. And the amazing thing about this project is, in Dutch, I could like tell you about it real fast, and Huda is the G about it, but I'm gonna make something so we have sound for her. But it's a great project that she started, and through the use of football, they also learn, they build new role models. These kids are role models for themselves, but also for the kids they grow up with. There are prayer projects going on, and I'm hoping that Huda has sound very soon, so this will start sounding like something we know, because this is a really pretty project. Ik ga het gewoon in het Nederlands zeggen.
You know, it looked like Huda had the mic muted, but I'm not sure. I'm just trying to give a tip to the technical staff here.
Okay, yeah. Oh, your mic is off, Huda. You need to unmute yourself. Unmute. No, I hear her in the third.
In the third?
In the far away, I hear her sometimes. But she's now on the phone with technical. So,
but Favela Street is...
Favela Street is amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
Ik ga dit gewoon in het Nederlands zeggen, heel even, sorry hoor. Maar het is een ontwikkelingsprogramma wat zich richt op jongeren die te maken hebben met sociale uitsluiting. Ja, ik hoor Huda.
Oh my god, oké.
Ik moest gewoon naar het Nederlands schakelen. Hoi!
Hoi, ja, dit is echt een goede entree.
Ja,
absoluut. Herpakken.
Hoi, we doen gewoon alsof het allemaal niet is gebeurd, maar ook wel is gebeurd. Nogmaals, het is live tv, we're dealing with all of it. Maar we zijn hier echt als de mensen die we zijn. En ons intermezzootje heb ik Huda gevraagd of zij even een heel tof project, waar ik zelf ook een klein stukje aandeel aan mocht brengen. Namelijk, ik mocht de première van 2 korte films, korte unieke films, die zijn gemaakt onder de vlag van Favela Street, mocht ik presenteren. En dat zijn Ecosecha, door filmmaker Selwyn de Wind, en A West Side Story, door Arno Stevens en Julian Velders. En de 2 films, Ecosecha is gemaakt in Curaçao en A West Side Story in Amsterdam, West. En Huda, De mic is yours. Hoe gaat het ten eerste? Sorry.
Ja, het is allereerst super tof dat we hier bij aanwezig mogen zijn. Ik praat altijd in meervoud. Ik ben moeder van 3 kinderen, dus die hoor je vast op de achtergrond. Huda Lukili, 32 jaar en ik ben hoofdtrainer bij Favela Street Foundation. Favela Street werkt eigenlijk over de hele wereld, van Curaçao tot Soudaan tot aan Brazilië en hier in Amsterdam.
Yep.
En wat heel tof is eigenlijk het tofste is dat de meiden dat heel erg leuk kunnen vertellen, wat zij aan het programma hebben gehad. Het is dus een persoonlijk ontwikkelprogramma waarin jongeren zowel een uur theorie hebben, oftewel werken aan leren reflecteren, leren voor de groep staan, leren doelen stellen, al dat soort dingen. En het tweede uur is altijd sport. Nou, heel vaak is dat voetbal, maar het is ook tegenwoordig kickboksen, omdat de meiden dat heel erg tof vinden. Ik praat over meiden, want in Amsterdam hebben we vooral zulke groepen. En in het buitenland hebben we ook gemengde groepen. Dus allerlei jongeren bij elkaar. En we hebben het afgelopen jaar een super tof programma in Bosselommen gedraaid. Met die meiden die dus gewoon in hun vrije tijd elke maandagavond naar ons toe kwamen. Super bijzonder, het was bomvol. Ja. Het was rond 30 meiden tussen de 12 en 17 jaar die echt aan zichzelf wilden werken. Dus dat was het mooiste eraan, dat ze niet verplicht waren om het te doen van wie dan ook, maar dat ze lekker vanuit zichzelf kwamen ontwikkelen. En we hebben een heel vet team eromheen gehad, dus partners uit de wijk, maar ook bijvoorbeeld een Celeste Plak die dan naar de sessies kwam en die echt een goede binding had met de groep. Badr Hari. Het is gewoon zo, als ik erover praat, dan herleef ik het gewoon weer. Zo fantastisch was het programma. Ja. En we hebben dus een documentaire erover gemaakt, omdat eigenlijk iedereen dit moet horen, hoe mooi het was en hoe die meiden in dit geval zich hebben ontwikkeld.
Yes, en als het goed is hebben we beeld, een korte trailer. Even kijken, ik weet niet of die in volgorde moet. Maar we gaan even naar de trailer van A West Side Story. Eerst even West Side Story. Of een stukje trailer. Doet hij het? Hebben we geluid? Of hoorden ze nu mij?
Anders praat ik nog wel even door hoor, als ze niet werkt.
Ja, ik zie wat.
Oh, we zien wat. A West Side Story door Arno Stevens en Julian Velders.
Het tofste wat we hier hebben gedaan, dat we gewoon één familie zijn geworden.
Door eigenlijk sport en samenwerken.
Eén familie eigenlijk, ja.
Dus niet alleen maar even sporten of even wat leren. Bij een team horen, plezier hebben.
Als ik terugkijk, denk ik dat ik Favela Street ben begonnen omdat ik vanaf jongs af aan al heb gevoeld hoe het is om anders te zijn. En als de wereld anders naar je kijkt, hoe kijk je dan naar jezelf? Ik weet ook dat met Favela Street ik eigenlijk een manier heb gevonden om andere jongeren het gevoel te geven van hey, jij bent iemand en je kan iets.
Ik zie je kijken en inderdaad echt weer glunderen en met meeknikken met het verhaal. Je bent weer daar.
Ja, het is echt... hoor je me goed trouwens?
Ja, zeker.
Oké, super. Ja, het is echt fantastisch. Het is... weet je wat het is? Rocky heeft dit opgezet vanuit een bepaalde visie. En die visie voel je letterlijk door alle lessen en alle trainers die dragen dat letterlijk. En dat zie je ook weer terug in de groep. Het is heel divers. Allemaal verschillende soorten mensen. Het maakt niet uit hoe je eruit ziet. Het is echt een warm bad waar ze in terechtkomen. En dat is niet alleen hier in Amsterdam, maar eigenlijk bij al die favela street projecten over de hele wereld.
Ja.
Nou, we hebben een paar programma's draaien. We hebben ook een trainer-trainer programma draaien. Dus die meiden die het afgelopen jaar in Bosselommer mee hebben gedaan, daarvan is een selectie gemaakt van 10 die zelf heel graag ook junior trainer willen worden. Nou, aangezien we echt tekort hebben aan hele goede coaches, is dit een heel mooi programma, een heel mooi ontwikkeling, ook voor hun. Over 2 weken gaan we aan de slag en dan is het thema de veilige sportomgeving. En als er iets nu belangrijk is, dan is dat het wel. Ja. Dat we een veilige omgeving kunnen creëren waar iedereen zich veilig voelt en zijn ding kan doen. En in ons geval is dat sport, maar ook gewoon met elkaar bezig zijn, maar ook je grenzen kunnen aangeven zonder dat je ergens voor hoeft te schamen of bang voor hoeft te zijn.
Nice. Het klinkt echt... Ik kan niet wachten om weer daar ook onderdeel van te mogen zijn, toch? En ik vind het heel mooi dat het inderdaad, wat je zei, dat het zo doorcijpelt naar die lagen, maar dat zij krijgen zoveel mee dat zij dat ook zo graag weer door willen geven. Dat ripple effect van Favela Street is super real. En als je naar of de films kijkt, maar ook als je een van de deelnemers ontmoet, dan voel je dat en dan snap je van, dit is so much bigger than... als je denkt, oh ja, want het is voetbal, oh ja, het is even een projectje. Nee, dit is echt iets. Je maakt het mee, je komt erin en it's a lifestyle. En I absolutely applaud that. Het is echt, familie. Heerlijke familie heb je. Oké, we gaan naar nog eentje kijken, want die wil ik toch ook heel graag laten zien. Zoals je al zei, het is wereldwijd. Het is hier in Amsterdam, het is in Brazilië, maar ook in Curaçao. En daar hebben we nu de trailer dan van de film die ze daar hebben geschoten. Het project daar duurde volgens mij 2,5 jaar.
Ik vloog iedere keer via Curaçao naar Haiti om in Haiti te werken. Tijdens die tripjes, tussenstopjes op Curaçao ben ik eigenlijk letterlijk gewoon met een bal verschillende wijken ingetrokken.
Op Favela Street, ela se llama abrimimens, traku, outro ende, deal com diferente carácter pessoas, timens, não dá me só. Ela se llama erg para pensar outro. Eu estava de grow up grande para mim, de fora ende com mal carácter. Que não gosta muito, que não gosta ainda na persona como está.
Mas eu organizar programa com rock mesmo aqui na escola fake. Eu não verwacht nunca para mim organizar algo de mijn bairro.
Ik zie gewoon bij stuk voor stuk die sterke persoonlijkheid die ze hebben. En het enige wat ze even nodig hebben is dat duwtje in de rug, waardoor ze kunnen gaan vliegen.
Ik wil echt een voetballista professional. Dan moet je dat een cambio para persoon.
Aqui vamos ter hoje, vamos comer hoje 2 gols, 3 gols, vamos arriba, aqui vamos ter hoje, vamos finale hoje, nog steeds, tour.
Heerlijk, heerlijk. Hey Huda, thanks dat je sowieso even in wilde tunen en ons een kleine toelichting wilde geven. Maar ook dat we snappen, we moeten dit in de gaten houden, want er komt veel meer aan, right?
Absoluut, absoluut. Zijn jullie klaar voor?
Ja, sowieso. Bring it,
cool.
Bring it.
Een hele mooie avond en bedankt dat we hier mochten zijn.
Is goed, dankjewel. Mag ik alsjeblieft vanuit de zaal een applaus? Huda, Lukili, dankjewel. Mocht je sowieso even checken, alsjeblieft, haar website die er echt super dope uitziet. hudalukili.com moet je checken, maar ook favela-street.com. Als je er meer over wilt weten, als je denkt, oh ja, maar ik ken iemand die hier meer over moet weten. Sharing is caring, so get into that. That being said, Matable.
Hey.
Matable, how are y'all doing? Y'all still good?
Yeah.
Y'all vibing?
Vibing, yeah. I love these kind of projects. Also, right? Donate if you got the money to spare. Just
sharing is caring. Donate. Yeah. Every euro is a euro we could use. So both of you have, of course, also. I mean, the future is very bright, shining it. Very beautiful things coming, or just beautiful things released. There's a new baby in town, but there's also a new baby in town. Fuck gender.
Yeah.
Frequently asked questions.
True.
FAQ gender.
Yeah.
But I think you pronounce it fuck gender, right? That's the wink in it.
Yeah, that's the wink in it.
Yeah. You're also an author.
Apparently.
Together with your girlfriend, Mandy Wilkins?
Yeah. We We wrote a book. That's true. Actually, it's the derde druk, the third press already, in a really short amount of time. And there's an English version coming up.
Sweet.
So it's being translated, which is really nice.
Nice.
The book actually came from a lot of questions that we had. So many times people say to me, "Oh, I get so confused with pronouns and stuff and gender, and I don't get it. What is non-binary? Why isn't there just a simple guide?"
Yeah, to help you.
Yeah, and there was like a seed that was planted a few years ago, and then COVID came along, and we had time, so we thought, let's just start typing something, and it turned out really well. I think it's a very thin book. You can read it in a day or two. But or a week, but I'm quite proud of it. Yeah.
You should. I mean, the people asked and y'all delivered. Yep. But also, maybe this was something that was already brewing within you, but then you got the right hint and then y'all did that?
Yeah, and I think it's also what I really like about your story is that it feels like sometimes you make your art out of a need, like a necessity. And for me, this book was also really out of a necessity because I'm getting really tired and sick of all these questions and people not understanding. And of course, I have some patience, but it's been a long time. So I thought, now I can just say, buy my book.
Read the book.
Read the book.
Read my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
From a book to a film, because if correct, you are working, Mila, on your first real film with VPRO.
Yeah, it's a 50-minute film.
Whoa, can you tell us a little bit about it? If it's allowed, I don't know what you're allowed to say.
Well, it's a bit difficult because we're still in the process of I'm working on the scenario right now with Nena van Driel. She's a very amazing scenario writer. And yeah, it's pretty crazy because I always had this fantasy, obviously, of making a movie, and I was always creating scenes in my head. So I guess maybe I manifested it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
By just always daydreaming about it or fantasizing. But I didn't think I would be able to make it now already. But it's
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
But is it like fiction? Is it real life? Is it documentary?
No, it's fiction. It's like a sci-fi gangster movie.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
it's also kind of like my fantasy, I feel like, because it's like those two combined.
A sci-fi gangster movie.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, cool. Is there because you're still at the process of y'all still at the table?
Yeah.
Is there somewhere that we can? Is it like, do we have to keep your socials in mind, or is there somewhere online where we can follow the process?
Yeah, probably the socials. I feel like it's gonna we're probably gonna film it next winter. So before it's gonna be on TV, it's gonna be 23, I guess.
Yeah. But it goes fast.
But time goes by quickly. So yeah.
Great. And how does it feel for the both of you? I mean, in the end, you're you, and you're indeed expressing that you feel. And now the things that you want, you're getting it, you're doing it, you're living it. What does that do to your creative process? Does it go faster, or are you like, okay, I can just enjoy this moment, let me just swim in this pool and enjoy that? Or are you planning ahead?
I'm not a big planner, but I do have to say, if something that you never thought was possible suddenly seems within reach, of course you're gonna dream, and that's what I do. I'm like, oh, but you never, and then you get really enthusiastic about stuff. So yeah, it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm just swimming here and enjoying it. It's like, okay, what's next? But it's still a big question mark. But yeah.
And for you?
Well, I think I need to hear the question again.
What did I ask indeed? No, is it, what you manifest, what everything is happening, your dreams are coming true.
Yeah.
Can you enjoy them, or are you planning ahead and being busy with?
Yeah, I feel like it is a bit like that. Then also when it happens, it's almost like, oh, but what's next? I guess it's good to take because I'm quite bad at that, where I like actually have to take a moment, and people are like, "Whoa, that's great," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." Like, you know, like actually take a moment to, realize. But well, I guess it just works like that. You are kind of like thinking about the next step.
So what are those future dreams that you can share with us? I like bragging about, yes, see, 5 years ago, Thorn said in the show, this is going to happen, and we're here now. 10 years ago, and now we're at this award show for the film of Mila. So what are these dreams that might be coming? Just share one or two.
Well, I would really like to go to acting school, actually. And if I
Do you have a specific school you would like to go to?
Yeah, not sure yet.
Okay,
we'll see. We'll see. And if I can dream, then I'm just gonna say, going international. That's of course that's always a dream. But bigger is not always better, you know. But I just like to have to. If I can just touch a few people, then it's good. But I mean, touch in like an emotional way.
Yeah. With consent.
in a consent, emotional way. But I don't know. That's probably a dream. Yeah, going international. Yeah.
And for you, Mila?
I guess because I only started pursuing the music, like really pursuing the music further, and seeing how I develop as an artist, and I think also improve my skills. I'd actually love to learn how to play the piano. I kind of started, but it's always been a dream, so that's like a particular thing.
Okay.
But yeah, because now I just like improvise and like just put things on top of each other, and like, which is also good because it creates the sound that's for me unique. But I would like to learn. But yeah.
So it might be like in a few years we're like, it's like, oh, she was indeed busy, and now she's just playing the piano.
I guess
like that.
films and music. Yeah.
Okay. And is there, for both of you, right? You're creatives and you're inspiring people, but who are your creative sources? Are there people around you? Do you have certain artists you're like, oh yeah, these are role models. These are people that give me ideas of energy.
Lots, I think. There's lots of people that I think are doing super cool stuff here in the Netherlands, but also outside of it. Let's drop some names.
Let's name a few.
One of the artists that I really like is Alok Vade Menon. It's a non-binary artist. It's super cool, I think.
Super
well-spoken.
Well-spoken
great.
AF.
Yeah. Just... they also wrote a book. It's super nice, and their performances are really, really good, I think, and they reflect the times.
Yeah. Nice. Do you have artists, people who inspire you?
Yeah, I feel like mostly it is the people around me, like my own community and the creatives. I feel like they're the ones that inspire me a lot. But God, it's always when you like think of these things, your mind goes like blank. I mean, I'm a big Marina Abramovic fan. I think her book is amazing, and I would definitely recommend it. It also, because I feel like she's like the epitome of putting like your own pain and turmoil into art, which I think is, but with her it's like next level,
like really putting herself through.
I don't know if I could do it like that, but it is. I like looking at that kind of extreme and then maybe taking something from it that you could apply to your own life. Or
Marina's also known for, at least I got to know her work really good. The lady who sat at a table, and then people could come and sit and stare her in the eyes, and then something would happen. And with that, a few years ago, a lot of us, me, who didn't know her before, got to know her. For the people who were like, okay, but who is that? And then you're like, oh. And then if you go back, you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
she really put herself through some stuff for the love of art.
Yeah.
So for the love of art, you're doing what you do, and we thank you for that. Is there a creative footprint you would like to leave behind? leave behind, and what is that? Or just period. What's the footprint you would like to leave behind?
That's such a big question.
Make it smaller.
Wow.
No, but okay. Is there a certain message, a certain feeling, a color you would like to leave behind here, if possible?
Well, if you would have asked me this like 2 years ago or a few years ago, I probably would have said something like breaking the binary, which is still true. But I think as a person I've evolved, that I think I owe myself that I am more than just that. So if you ask for like a word or a color or a feeling, I would say softness.
Softness.
Yeah, I like that word.
Oh,
yeah.
Softness.
Softness.
Keeping it. Yeah, thank you. Softness. We need that here in the world. Mila.
You actually gave a very good answer. A footprint. I think. Oh God. Is it like a message for?
It could be, because some people put it in a message, others say no, I just want to be, and because of your being, people maybe see that and feel, oh yeah, I can be too. But
yeah, I feel like kind of celebrating individuality.
Yeah, I like that.
Tongue twister. Yeah, and maybe somehow inspiring people to be that version of themselves that is not always easy to put to the forefront, basically. If that makes sense, yeah.
It does. Be just what you learned there, right? Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. That slogan again. Just do it, and then you will see. Oh, wait a minute. It's just a little hurdle. It's not the end of the world. And
yeah. Don't doubt yourself too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it too, but yeah.
We all do, but still, you keep going and keep fighting. So for the people at home, I think this is where it ends for you, and that you would wish that you were here in the studio, because in the studio, I will have a little extra time to ask some more questions, and the people in the audience also. But at home, if you don't have any questions, like the last burning question, if you type it right now, we'll ask it for you. But if not, please, thanks again for tuning in, for watching, for bearing with us through the little hurdles we had through the show, but that you still stuck with us in Dutch and in English. And so, again, the handles where they can follow you, like online.
Thorn Vineyard.
Thorn Vineyard.
Yeah.
On the gram.
On the gram.
Find it. And also the book. Fuck Gender. FAQ. Capital Gender. Buy it. Share it. Gift it. Derde druk alweer. What? Sweet. Mila, the handles. Where can I find you?
Mila VD Linden on Instagram. And Mila V is my artist name.
Click on the link tree and you'll spiral into a world. I love it. I love it. So thank you very much for being here. And I wish we had like an half uurtje meer with the people at home. We will take it here. Thank you for joining in. I think on the 11th of March, we will be back with another Friday Night Live Uncovering Creatives. I hope you will be here with us in the room, in the audience. If not, online is also great, because as long as you're here and joining us, I'm very happy. My name is Jennifer. Thank you very much. Peace out. Bye.